Hey, welcome back to another Whiskey Wednesday with your boy Cigar Rockstar. I do this every Wednesday. You heard that, Kia? I do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central. Please subscribe, share the Cigar Rockstar TV. I got to give a note to my boy Danny D's. Danny D Cigars. He's out of California. This one is called the Fast Lane. I like his cause he's got going on. Every stick he sells, it goes towards autism. Autism. He has a daughter with autism, so every stick he owes, portion of it goes to a charity for autism. So please support Danny D Cigars. You can see him on Danny D's on Instagram or Danny D's Original on Instagram. But I digress. Here we go. Tonight we have a very special man on from ATL. He has a great podcast out, Stickman Podcast, Puff Shit Chat on YouTube. I envy his video skills and his interview skills. But welcome to the show, my man Reggie. What's going on, sir?
Thank you, brother. I'm so happy to be here, man. You don't know. You are a two-time participant on the Puff Sip Chat, and now I'm the first time on Whiskey Wednesday, so I'm excited.
I'm excited. You, man. Hey, this has been in the works for a while, man. I had to get you, man. Yeah. Of course, man. I like what you do, man. I had to let the world know what you got going on, bro. For sure. So I appreciate
that, man. A little role reversal now. You get that.
Oh yeah, you on the other side of the camera now, so I'm about to get you. So Reggie, by way of ATL, yeah?
By way of ATL, man. Originally from Tampa, Florida. Born and raised in Tampa, and came to ATL about 25 years ago, and have made this home the only home my kids know. But I'm going back to Tampa, man, in a few weeks. But ATL will always be home. I'm gonna have a place here, and I'll be back and forth. ATL's not getting rid of me, so this is home now.
I hear you, man. Going back to Tampa, are you excited about this move? Going back home?
Super excited, man. Super excited. Getting close to family. You know, I'm a mama's boy, and so if I can be a little closer to mom as she gets a little older, I want to help her out. That's what I'm down for. So I want to do that. I'm blessed to be in a position to do that. So I'm going back, but like I said, I won't be leaving Atlanta really too often either. I'll be coming back and forth quite a bit, but a lot of business opportunities in the cigar world, as you know, in Tampa as well. So a lot of connections, a lot of relationships that I've built over the years down there. So just excited about going back and expanding the Puff Sip Chat brand a bit.
Yeah. So you're born in Tampa, raised a little bit, moved to ATL for the last 25 years. How long you been smoking cigars?
Seriously, about 20 years.
Okay. What got you
about 20 years?
You remember that first moment? Like, what got you into cigars?
Yeah, when my dad said, "Here, smoke this," he put it in my hand and said, "Here." I didn't like it at all. My first cigar was a Oliva G.
Oh man, okay. That's
Oliva
nice.
G.
That's nice and smooth.
And it's still one of my. It wasn't my favorite that first time because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I felt like I'd been smoking the strongest weed that you ever want to smoke, but it was just a cigar. But when you don't know what you're doing and you're not smoking it properly, and you're already a little tipsy, and you think you're grown. I think I was a young man, much younger man at that time. And didn't know what I was doing. Nobody could tell me nothing. He was saying, "Slow down, you don't inhale." I did. I didn't do it. I puffed fast. I inhaled. I did it all wrong, and I paid the price.
That could ruin your first experience.
I paid the price.
You could have never went back after that.
I couldn't. I probably didn't smoke another cigar for at least a good 2 or 3 years later before I went back and tried it again. And then I started dabbling in it in special occasion and realized, okay, this is not so bad. But it was about 20 years ago when I said, you know what, I really enjoy this. Let me start actually learning about it, learning about what I'm smoking, understanding what my palate is and what I prefer, and what I can pair with it. You know, nice different spirits that I like to pair with it, and it just kind of took off from there, man.
Yeah. What's your favorite I guess pairing when it comes to cigars?
So I am a whiskey guy. My favorite is typically single malts. I tend to lean towards your single malt scotches. But lately I've done a lot more of your bourbons. And believe it or not, I've really gotten into Irish whiskey, man. People are slipping on Irish whiskey. There's some phenomenal Irish whiskeys that I'm in love with, man. I'm just absolutely in love with.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I don't know a lot of them, but one of my favorite, of course, is Tullamore Dew. The one that comes in that it looks like a syrup flask. You know,
that's right. We are on the podcast. We always talk about. We did Tulamadura on the podcast one time, and we always talk about, you know, balling on a budget. You know, sipping on a budget, because everybody can't afford $70, $80, $100 bottles. So we tend to when we feature something on the show, we usually feature something in that $30 to $40 range, and that's a quality sip though, because you don't have to spend a lot of money.
You're right.
To drink quality spirits, just like with the cigars, right? You don't have to buy a $20 cigar to have a great experience with a cigar. I've had $4 or $5 cigars that are phenomenal. So yeah, same thing with the spirits.
That's facts on that. So you in the show. So help me to clarify for me. So there's Stickman production. Stickman is the umbrella of Lawyers to Ash and Puff Sip Chat, or is that completely different?
Completely different. So believe it or not, the podcast started off as the Stickman podcast.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And we kind of built a little traction. And you know what? But the sisters gave me such a hard time, and rightfully so. They said, "Hey, what about the stick women? Well, you know, the stickmen stuff." And they kept giving me all this shit about it. But I listened, and I said, "But our tagline from day one was always Puff Sip Chat. Always that. That was always, that's what we do. Puff Sip Chat repeat. We just do it over and over again. And that was our tagline. And that started resonating with people. So we just said, with all that feedback we got, listened to our followers and said, let's just drop Stick, man, and let's just call it Puff Sip Chat. And we made that switch, man, and we just been off and running. It's a more inclusive title as well, right? When you think about puff, sipping, and chatting, that's what we're doing right now. We all puffing, we all sipping, and we chatting right now. And so that's what we did. And Loyal to Ash is our product. That's our top product that we promote and sell, our subscription service. And you know, that's how we pay the bills and keep the lights on.
Right on. I hear you. So how long ago did Stickman come out with the podcast? When was your first podcast?
It was my very first one was January of 2020, and then we all know what happened after that. A couple of months after that, I shut it down and didn't do it again until January of 21. So I was really in business for a couple of months, shut it down, and said, let's just restart this when the world gets back to some sense of sanity. Started it up again in January 21. And really, so I'd say 2 years. It's been a solid 2 years. We just celebrated our official 2-year anniversary at the beginning of January this year. And so, it's a little over 2 years, man. And we got a small following, but small but mighty. I call it a small but mighty following. I love our followers. They really support us very well, and they show us a lot of love, man. And for me, our mission right now is to explore the world of premium spirits and premium cigars with the people who make it possible. And the people who make it possible, all us, is the people who create the great brands that we puff on, the people who create the great whiskey brands or the great spirits brands that we love. That's what I like to have on the podcast now, and sit down and chop it up and understand about their journey in life and business. Yeah. And so we just celebrate it that way. That's our whole focus, if you will.
Yeah. So I'm doing a little bit of math here. So smoking for 25 years, 23 years later, you're like, hey, let me start this podcast. Like how'd that idea come about?
Good question. I'm a technology geek. I've been in corporate America for my entire career. I had a really successful career. I'm proud of my career, but I'm towards the end. I'm at my wit's end. I'm ready to get out. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I've been grinding, had a lot of success. It's treated me and my family well. But now as I look towards the next step in life, I said, what I want to do that I just enjoy. It's not about making millions of dollars. It's not about, breaking the bank. I'll take that if it happens, but that's not what it's about. But what can I do that I just doesn't feel like work, that I can kind of say in my later years in life when I'm done winding it down? So I'm never going to be that guy that sits in a rocking chair. I always want to be on the go. So how can I do something that keeps me on the go, something that I can enjoy, something I'm passionate about? And I looked around the landscape of podcasts, because my actual degree is in mass communications. But somehow I ended up in a tech career. You know how you go to school for one thing and then you end up somewhere else? So I said, let me go back to my first love, of communications, and that's what got me this idea. And I started researching, seeing what everyone else was doing, and I didn't want to be another guy that said, "Hey, let me tell you about this cigar I'm smoking." Nothing wrong with that if that's what you do, but let me tell you about this cigar and the flavor. Everyone's doing that. Let me tell you about this whiskey I'm smoking. We don't do that. We just talk about the lifestyle, have a good conversation, and just enjoy ourselves. That's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So Stickman came out a couple years ago. It got rebranded, I guess, in the Puff Sip Chat. How's that journey been so far from Stickman to Puff Sip Chat?
Oh, it's been awesome, man. It started off slow at first because some people were confused. We probably didn't do the best job of making the transition. We made the transition. People like, what happened to Stickman? And then we said, oh, we're still here. It's called Puff Sip Chat. So at first, it took a few months for people to catch on and figure out who we were again. But once we hit our stride, man, and once Steve and I got connected, Steve was watching the show and he reached out, and then we started talking about his subscription service. And once we kind of combined the two and started putting out just different kind of content, I think our early episodes, they were okay, but I laugh at them now because I feel like our newer episodes are so much better. We've improved the quality of our content, and that's what resonates with people. People enjoy hearing about the journeys of others. And speaking of like Smokey Boss Queen on here, I've had Kev on the show a couple of times, and his episodes have been some of the most watched episodes we have. People enjoy Conscious and the story that Conscious has, and he's done a great job of telling it. And that's what we want to do. We want people to hear real stories. I always tell people, think about diners, drive-ins, and dives, Guy Fieri. I'm nowhere near on that level, or nowhere probably near as good as he is at hosting a show, but I want to do that for the cigar community and go around a lot of lounges and feature what they do.
Yeah. So how do you come up with your guests? Is it you just wake up one day and you decide, or do they reach out to you? Like how do you become a guest on the show? How do you come up with the guests?
I need to get better at that, man. Let me tell you, it's real talk. From a business standpoint, I need to get better at that because what I end up choosing is places that I like, people that I like. I need to get outside of that box, quite honestly. I go for stories and brands that I personally enjoy. And sometimes it hits the mark and sometimes it doesn't. One of the things that, I have a mentor in this business, and one of the things they've helped me understand is that it's not about you, Reggie, it's about your audience. And so you need to put more time and research into understanding what people want to hear about and what they want to know about. And when we look back at the analytics of what we've done on YouTube and Instagram, one of the things that really resonates, believe it or not, is people totally love it when we talk to lounge owners. They love when we talk to cigar brands and whiskey brands, but they love when we sit down with lounge owners and hear their story and journey in the lounge and the challenges that they have. Because we've had some really dope conversations with some lounge owners that have just really spit some real talk about some of their challenges in this lifestyle and the customer base. And it's been good, and that resonates with people. So so I need to do more. I need to research better to come up with my topics. But right now, lately, I've been shooting from the hip, quite honestly, and going after people that I personally enjoy.
You know what? So I will say that's not necessarily a bad. I understand you branch out and all that, but shooting from the hip, I believe I do it too. Obviously, I believe people take that more personal. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing staged about it. There's nothing rehearsed about it. We just having a stick, chopping up, drinking some whiskey. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. But I hear you though. I hear you.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. No, you're right. I think that because one thing I have been told that I'm proud of is that, man, when we watch your podcast, you're just smiling the whole time. You seem to really enjoy what you're doing, and I do, and I think that's true. I do enjoy it. I enjoy hearing the stories and telling the stories of the guests that are on there. Matter of fact, we dropped a show today that is doing phenomenal right now. YouTube is and matter of fact, it's Tapping Ash in Las Vegas. You were there. Yeah. I saw you there. We were all hanging out there during TPE. And if you haven't been, Tapping Ash, folks, in Las Vegas, right off the strip, is a phenomenal location that Melvin Runless owns. And we had his show launched today, and it's been doing great. People, it's really resonating with people. They want to see the lounges that maybe aren't in their city, right? So you'll see a lot more of that this year, where you'll see me out and about in lounges talking about their journey and interviewing their customers, quite frankly, just kind of putting the show together around that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, you travel quite often. The golf tournament a couple weeks ago, a TPE a couple months ago. I mean, do you enjoy traveling to interviews, or more of a I'm a Zoom guy. I'm a Zoom guy. So.
So that's the one thing that has bitten me in the butt a little bit, but I'm sticking to my guns. It's easy. I won't say easy. Let me take that back, because it's not easy to put together any kind of show. But it would be easier for me to get more guests if I are willing to do it. But my whole shtick is I want to sit down, me and that person in the same room, and have just as if we're just at the lounge, just talking and chopping up. So you'll see, I haven't done any of these myself for my show. I always do the in-person. And so for that reason, I'll travel. I'll come to you or they'll come to Atlanta. Everyone comes to Atlanta at some point, so I'll catch them when they come here. So I'll do a lot of shows here that way. But when I travel with my cameras. So I'm always ready to do an impromptu show when necessary.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely that, man. Definitely. So at the top of your head, or I guess, random question. Randomly, one of your favorite interviews. First one to come to mind. One of your favorite. Top 3 or whatever. It don't matter.
Top 3. BK Jackson. Check out that episode. Yeah. Especially if you're a Prince fan. If you are a Prince fan, check out the BK Jackson episode. He played saxophone for Prince, and this brother was spitting some serious knowledge, and he was dropping some true nuggets and gems about Prince that people just hadn't heard before. So that was dope. Man. That's one of my most watched episodes. People really like that one. And then more recently, I had Desiree from Drunk Chicken Cigars, and we got real deep on some stuff. Really deep on some topics with her that she kind of spoke from the heart about some of her challenges in the industry and how this industry, specifically in our community, needs to be more supportive of one another. And it just got real. And it was a great conversation. So I invite you to check that out. Those are probably my top 2. Probably my most fun though, and there's no shot at, is my longtime brothers. When we call it the Stickman Originals, the guys who inspired me to do this show. Sean and Malcolm, my two of my best friends, we've gotten together and we've actually done some of our own whiskey episodes where we talk about a whiskey, and that's just fun because that's just totally unscripted. It's just being stupid. So that's what I love. Exactly.
Yeah. So I heard you. I mean, you mentioned cigars, you mentioned whiskey, and you mentioned the saxophonist. I know you got cigars and whiskey on there. What you do? You go outside of that. You do music too, and what else you got?
So we didn't do music, but BK Jackson is a big cigar smoker. He loves cigars.
Oh, I know that.
That's the one prerequisite is I will interview people who may not have a cigar brand, may not have a whiskey brand, but there's someone that has their own following and some notoriety, but they love this leaf just like we do. And that's how he and I got connected. And he happens to be from Tampa, so he's a homeboy. So that was another double whammy. So it made it real easy for us to connect and do that. But that was one of the most watched episodes. But yeah, we'll go outside. I've had athletes on to talk about cigars, and so we'll sit down with anybody. All you got to do is love this and be okay with this. I've had people that don't drink and that say they want to be on the show, and I begrudgingly let a couple of them on the show, but because they at least smoke cigars, so we gave them a pass.
Yeah. Now, are you a coffee guy in the morning, tea guy?
Got coffee, especially during the summertime when the mornings are mild. Yeah, I love nothing more. I love to sit outside. Actually, that's how I saw my father and my uncles smoking cigars. As kids, that's how they started their day. They would pour some coffee and sit outside on the porch with their cigars, and that's how it started for me, watching that.
Man, I don't think people really, Reggie. I mean, I don't think people understand how great of that situation is, having a morning brew, sitting outside with the weather's nice, and you just smoke. Bro, that is a great start to the day. I don't think people really understand
It's gotten me in trouble a few times, but yes, I do it. You know how I tell you I'm in corporate America. I'm sitting here and we do conference calls all day, and I work globally. So I work with people, you know, all over the world, and they're well into their day, quite frankly. Sometimes I'm on a call 7 in the morning and I'm lighting up a cigar, and I'll put my cigar off to the side, but sometimes I'll forget that I'm on a work call. So I'll grab my cigar and they'll be like, and all of a sudden you hear everybody in the call get quiet. Is he smoking a cigar? Work? I said, oh shit, my bad. I'll put it down real quick. But it's caused some drama a couple of times. My boss even texted me one time, did you just pick up a cigar and puff a cigar on this call? I said, oh, my bad. My bad.
Hey, as long as you don't pick up the libation and take a sip.
No, as long as I don't do that. That's right. You got to be careful with that sometimes. I got to be careful.
Well, you know, man, I found out, like, at least for me, I've done it too, but look, I'm not on camera most of the time. Mm-hmm. You know, I think for maybe avid cigar smokers, you know, I smoke every day. It's just a natural thing. I mean, you're conversation, what conference call or phone call or watching a movie, you're gonna pick it up and take a puff. It's just a natural, instinctive thing by now. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. And I see Sunshine says that coffee and cigar is her favorite pairing. Oh no, that's Kia said that. Kia said it. Yeah. Do you do the Cuban coffee, Kia? Because you're in Tampa, so I know you got to do the Cuban coffee. We might have lost her.
No, my bad. Yeah, I'm here. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Gotta get it.
Yeah, especially Cuban.
What's up? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They be getting that little I know it'd be strong, but that little teaser, though, after I finish it, like, come on, give me a little bit more.
Well, you got to do 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, you do.
you might be a little jittery when you're done, but you got to do 2 or 3 of
them. Right.
So Stickman, Progressive Puff Sip Chat, been a couple years now. Congratulations on that. I don't think, you know, consumers understand the energy, the work that it takes to, you know, run a show for 2 years, man, or just be on a pod for 2 years, traveling, booking people, doing interviews. It's and you got your corporate America day job, you know. So kudos on that, man. Shout out to 2 years. That's dope, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. It's a lot of hard work. The hardest part, the funnest part is actually filming the show. The hardest part is once the show is done and putting it all together and telling the story with that footage. Yep. We may film a couple hours of footage, but when you see the final product, it's a 30-minute show. And so the editing process that goes into dwindling it down to that 30-minute show is not easy. Let's just say that. That's where the real work is at. So, you know, so I've had several complaints from my wife saying, you still editing a video? you worked all day for the job, and now you editing a video.
I know.
I got a little bit of a problem with that.
I understand that. It's tough on family life too, man. Tough on family.
You said you wanted a man with ambition, so hey, I ain't sitting at home on the couch. I'm doing something.
Yeah. Baby, I got a couple hours editing. Go get your nails done real quick, and we get back out.
Exactly.
Oh no, So let's swing into the Lawyers of Ash. Like Lawyers of Ash. So you mentioned that's the I guess the money portion of Puff Sip Chat from Stickman. What made you start Lawyers of Ash, and like how'd that come about?
So my man Steve Smoke Dog Robinson, who you see there, is my business partner, and Loyal to Ash is actually his brainchild. It's his concept that he started. It's a monthly cigar subscription. And our thing on that is you get 4 to 5 sticks a month, and for you get them every month like clockwork. And we always feature at least one minority or female on brand in the box. So we see this box as our shelf space. So we don't have a lounge, right? We're fully licensed tobacco retailers. We don't have a lounge, but this is our lounge. It's our shelf space. And when you talk about having some of the smaller boutique brands, we want the cigar smoking community to see that there's quality boutique brands, particularly from the minority community, that are just as good, if not better, than some of the larger global brands. So we're going to put a Perdomo, a Rocky Patel in the box, but we're also going to put a Drunk Chicken. We're going to put a Conscious Cigars, and we want people to see that the quality is right there at the same level. And because sometimes you go to lounges, and not our lounges necessarily, but some lounges you go to, you don't see our brands represented properly. So this is one of our ways of just trying to level the playing field with our box.
Yeah. Good, bro. Good shit, man.
Good.
Yeah. I
agree. My bad. Could I say that?
No, you're good. No, you're good. You right on time.
I love it.
Right on
you don't
time.
have to. Hey, I love it. Say it again.
It's good shit. Intentional. Can I chime in? Can I piggyback on that, bro?
Please.
Of course, please do.
I talked about this a couple of weeks ago in the lounge, how we go to some lounges and they got a Black-owned section. When I tell you that eats at my soul,
we don't do
why
that.
Can't we be inclusive? We want to be inclusive, not exclusive.
Yeah.
Put our boutique brands next to Fuente. Okay.
Yes.
Put us next to those bigger brands and let the consumer figure it out.
Yep.
And I tell you, I can't stand being in a Black-owned section. We done passed that.
Yes, thank you. It's just a cigar. You have a cigar brand, period.
Right. We want to be inclusive, not exclusive.
And that's
just give us a chance, man.
I love it. And that's what Loyal to Ash is all about. Because guess what? Our loyalty. And I'm going to shout out to my man, Steve. I'll let you say a few words, Steve. It's about being loyal to the ash, not a particular cigar brand, a particular person or anything. It's about this. It's about this lifestyle, this community. And so kudos to Steve for coming up with the concept because it's really done well.
Yeah, Steve, it's pretty dope, man. What made you come out with this, man? And what was the idea behind it?
Well, it kind of basically what Kai just talked about. It was, you go to a lounge and kind of like Reggie, we're all in the corporate world and I've had other businesses before. And when you have a business, you want to be a business owner. You don't want it to just be a Black business owner. It's kind of like, it's good to support Black business in that standpoint. But that was the whole key, as she said, having one only. And our goal, Reggie and I's goal is it just runs parallel to, he promotes the culture. He promoted, helping lend a voice to these brands and everything else. So we want to be at a point where our subscription is large enough that we're like Black Friday when we come to these boutique brands. We have enough subscribers where we're making your year. We want to move more sticks than you're doing in a local lounge. And also, I thought about it from the standpoint of what's the availability for these boutique brands to actually get around to different states. We have subscribers from Maine out to Jersey, Chicago, Mississippi, Louisiana. So we can actually touch more places with the subscription to get exposure for these brands and actually save them money. So that was the whole gist of it. And as Reggie said, our partnership started with, I was a fan of the Puff Sip Chat. And I just reached out to him and told him what I was doing. And my sons actually helped me get it together and said, Dad, you smoke a lot, you should do something. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So I just wanted to get into a recurring revenue model with a purpose. And this was the purpose. I love to smoke. So I said, well, shit, how can I help out and not be a competitor? We don't compete with anybody. We're not trying to compete. We're trying to help. So even to the point where if someone has a good, accessory, we'll put you out there. Anything that brings value to our membership is what it's all about. And then Reggie highlights it on the show. And we just go hand in hand, man. We are lock, stock, and barrel on what we're doing. And we have a purpose and a long-term goal of making this thing serious. And I think the best thing, again, is that we want to level the playing field. We want to say, man, there's some great cigars.
Yeah.
Great cigars we smoke. I mean, Mega Legend, JM Patriarch, Drunk Chicken, Conscious, of course. The list goes on that we've done. I'm smoking
so many.
Yeah, and every time we touch base with them, no one knows me. They know Reggie, you know, and that's what I like. I can do what I got to do behind the scenes and do what we need to do because we play our roles the right way. We partnership and we are fine in what we do. I don't need to do what Reggie does. He is awesome at it. And he relies on me to do what I do. And with that, we just want to bring some parity and bring some parity to our brands. Some guys are, excuse me, putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into these brands, man. And they need to get that shine. And that's right. The bottom line.
That's right. Well said, Steve. Well said.
Appreciate y'all being intentional. Appreciate y'all being intentional, man.
Appreciate it.
Definitely, that means a lot. That means a lot for sure. So Steve or Reggie, like what like who chooses what goes in the subscription box that month, or does everyone that month get the same one, or is it different boxes get different sticks?
No, everybody gets the same one. We choose which Black owned or female owned or woman owned brand goes in there. I mean, even down to like we did our ladies down in Miami.
Trey Linders.
Oh my God, they were just awesome, you know. So we choose that and we go out and we're trying to get the schedule and they know we're coming. Carolina Blue, like I said, Black Star Line, everyone has been just phenomenal with saying, hey, we like what you guys are doing. We want to be in. I mean, Reggie just interviewed Voreo Cigars out in TPE. So we're reaching out to them. You know, just we try to get the ones that we smoke, we like, but also I like what Kaya said too. We're also not, you know, we're like the radio station. It's put it out there. The consumer will choose.
That's right.
You know? We're not here to say what anybody likes or what they don't like. But we definitely mix it up in a box. Like Reggie said, we'll do a Perderma. We'll do stuff like we did the Cuavana Punisher. You know, we give a
that's what I'm smoking right now.
That's what it
is. That's what I'm smoking right now. The
Cuavana
Punisher. It's not for everybody. This is not for everybody. Not for the week. It's not for the week.
Man. So we throw stuff out there, but then we throw us and the ladies in there too, because the ladies are putting some phenomenal sticks out and doing work. So
I mean, just put our culture period is killing it.
Absolutely.
Sure. Now, is there a like a vetting process? I guess I will say there's a lot of sticks out now that maybe not as good quality as they say. I guess is there a vetting process for some people to be like, hey, I want my stick in the subscription, and is it good enough type thing?
Damn. Hey, Rez, he's pulling you, man. He's going to interview on us. Hey, Rockstar, you want to take it? Hey, Rockstar, you see how Reggie turned that part over to me, right? AKA.
That's such a.
Hey, tell him, Reggie, I am AKA the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. So I try to like everything I smoke, but it's not true. I don't like everything I smoke, but I try. And Steve brings me down to reality and says, "No, that's not good enough."
that ain't gonna.
He said, "That's not good enough." No. Believe it or not, though, our biggest challenge is not so much the quality of stick. That is a challenge. We want to make sure we're only putting quality sticks in our box. Period. That's all we want. But the biggest challenge that we have, is with some of the smaller brands. Is their volumes. Their purchasing power is not that of the global brands where they're buying thousands and thousands of sticks. So for us, we are in a business to turn a profit, right? You know,
that part.
We're not trying to make a lot of money, but we're trying to make some money. And so we have to keep our boxes profitable to keep the lights on. And when doing that, when we work with the brands, we have to purchase those sticks like a lounge would purchase those sticks at a certain price point. And sometimes with the smaller brands, they haven't bought the volume themselves to be able to offer us that at a certain price. So it goes a lot of back and forth negotiations that takes place. Some got it down lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah.
Some, unfortunately, are on a very tight shoestring budget and couldn't go out and buy a whole bunch of sticks to bring their costs down a little bit. So they pass those costs on to us. So that gets a little tricky, quite honestly, the business aspect of that. But that's probably our biggest challenge in fulfilling putting the right brands in the boxes.
Yeah, I definitely, especially as a boutique or a newer cigar, you might not have the funds or, like you said, the quantity. It might be every bit as good of a cigar that you can think of. But I do understand that for sure.
Yeah. So we've had some where we said we'll wait on you to get your volumes to a certain point. And because we show them love, though. I bring them on the show. We talk about it. Unfortunately, we just can't put you in the box right away.
I got you.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
I got you. So I think when the cameras was off, before we started rolling, we mentioned you guys were at Tampa Cigar Week. You did a golf tournament.
Yes.
Now, that was an inaugural golf tournament. You're going to do that every year? Or is that like, what and why golf?
So golf is, number one, it's just my favorite pastime. I'm a former athlete. Got 2 bad knees to show for it. And so I can't run up and down a basketball court anymore without killing myself. You know, if I try to go up right now and dunk on somebody, y'all call it 911. Believe me, it's gonna be a problem. So years ago when I realized, good night, Kia. Kaya, I'm sorry, I might have said that wrong. But
thanks, Queen.
All right, so the thing with me is I had to look for something to fill that competitive void, and just to get out there and try something that's difficult and talk shit with your boys when you're out there while you're doing it. And golf kind of checked that box for me, so I was passionate about it. I don't know how Steve got it started with golf, but he's a big golf. He's much better than me at golf. You know, I carry his bag when it comes to golf. So golf is just near and dear to us, and those who play golf know that cigars is a big part of golf. It's a big part of the golf culture is to smoke a cigar recreationally, right? If you're on the PGA tour, you're not lighting up a cigar unless you John Daly.
John Daly, right?
But most of the PGA guys, you're not going to see them doing that. But I bet when they're playing with their friends for fun, I bet they light up a cigar. This is part of the golf culture. So anyway, we do it all the time anyway. And so we said, wouldn't it be cool to do some golf tournaments? And so this is our first one. We kind of tested the waters. It was a big success. So I would say annually, but Steve and I have been talking about doing it multiple times a year. So, and we've been approached by other organizations asking us to put on Puff Sip Chat tournaments more than once. So you'll see more coming. Yeah.
Right on. So I know that was in Tampa. Is there any more coming up in the near future? I think you mentioned you from Atlanta, so you got to do something in Atlanta.
Got to do something in Atlanta. The next one, there may be a summer tournament. Steve and I got to get together on that. We talked about the possibility of doing something this summer, but for sure we have one in September as a part of Atlanta Cigar Experience. Mm-hmm. So that you can count that in as the next one. So if anybody's coming to town for Atlanta Cigar Experience, come join it because it's going to be fun. Cigar Mike is going to be doing his thing, and you know we're going to be puff sipping and chatting on the golf course.
Right on. So I know you mentioned you know you had a couple mentors on the way and your homeboys. Like what was the driving force? Like was there like a certain mentor that was maybe you was like, oh, I don't know if I should do this puff sip chat thing, but he was like, hey, sit down, you got something good going. Let's talk about your mentors a little bit and what keeps you going.
Yeah, so there was my mentors in this particular realm are people, some people I met that are actually podcasters themselves and have nothing to do with cigars, nothing to do with whiskey or anything like that. They're just big in the podcast game. And they hit me up and offered some advice. I listened to them. They gave me that advice. And we've become really good friends over the years. And they said, listen, just be yourself and come up and laser focus your topics for your audience. And they really just been in my corner the whole time, man, just giving me a lot of encouragement to keep going. Cause sometimes you always wonder if it's worth it. You always second guess yourself. Should I be doing this? Yes. You know, cause when you grind for a couple of years and you don't have like millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you're like, damn. But you know what I was told? The best advice they told me, they said, when I first started, I said, want you to recognize, Reggie, you're not a celebrity. So this is going to be a grind for you. You're on probably a 4 to 5 year journey. I'm on year 2. Yeah. You're a 4 to 5 year journey. You're not Will Smith. You're not Chris Rock, who if they launch the podcast tomorrow, they're going to have 5 million subscribers overnight. Right?
Yep.
So you're not that. So you're gonna have to build and build your brand and put some quality content out there. And I listen to that, and it's slow and steady growth, though. Slow and steady growth. And sometimes you still wonder, man, this is hard. This is hard. You second guess yourself all the time. Luckily, Steve has been awesome. Steve has been awesome to partner with him, because the partnership with him actually kind of reignited the fire. Not that the fire ever went out, but it gave me that extra push to, like, you know what, you're doing the right thing. Keep going. Yeah.
Yep. I do get that for sure. So Steve, Lloyd to Ash, it seems like it's growing pretty well. Has it when you came out with it, has it met its mark so far? Are you think you need to push some more? Are you overwhelmed? Like, how's the movement, Lloyd to Ash, for you? How's the movement for you?
The movement's been good. We've hit a couple of snags. We in trying to grow, fulfillment, like Reggie said, pricing and things of that nature, getting our name right and getting the boxing right. I'm a number cruncher, so getting our margins where they need to be. But right now we are in a very good sweet spot. So it's about the same amount of time, about 2 years. And now we are poised to make some really good moves. But yeah, it's been a struggle to get it going. Like you said, just getting the marketing out there, and that's where Reggie plays the vital role. We had brought in Chi-Town Peaches, and she helped us, and she gave us a big spark as our ambassador. And then we've just gotten so much love and recognition through that, and it just really helped, jet us up. So now we want to take it to another level. As far as, we don't want to go back, we want to go further. I mean, we've even got some situations where people are putting us in the lounges where they have the boxes, the lockers for the lounges, and they'll put the subscription in there as a bonus for their premium members, which is great, and that helps spread the brand. And it's a great feeder for us. It could be used in many ways, so we're still deriving different avenues for the box to help out. I mean, we even, like I was talking about in Macon, we're doing some big stuff down there. We actually helping with the humidor down there. And as Reggie said, we are a full retailer. So it's been really good. We're deriving other methods, and sometimes we have to get back to the core, which is the subscription. But yeah, it is
so true.
And that's, we get pulled, and it, Rockstar, you do a lot of stuff too. And sometimes there's something over here that could hit. There's something over here that could hit, but you got to stay on your core. And we're coming back to that really, really strong, and it's paying dividends. Let's put it that way. It's
that's dope, man. That's dope. So I want to kind of show off my Louis to the Ash box that I received.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Reggie Puffship Chat for the box. I do want to open it on camera. Of course, I opened it, already, but I didn't do this. I wanted to have one to talk about it. It does come well packed. I did notice you have information sheet in all your boxes. Like, what does that come? How much is that to have for you?
That's awesome, brother. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity to educate. That's our opportunity to educate the consumer, right? And help people understand what they're actually smoking and the story behind what they're actually smoking.
Yeah, we put a little blurb on the featured brand, what brand that is, and we try to do a little write up on them, and pull at the heartstrings, for our subscribers, and say, hey, this is someone in the culture that's trying to do it. So see what we can do to help them out.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So what do you think is next for you, man? What do you see this going, Steve? A year from now, where do you see it going?
I see Reggie and I doing more of the same exact thing. Like I said, we want to stay laser focused on our goal and not get pulled away, and stay committed to helping the culture out, and just doing more and getting love. I mean, man, I know Reggie and I both do, man. We appreciate you bringing us in, and Reg, thanks for everything you provide to the business as well, man. I couldn't do it without you and everybody on here.
Yeah, bro.
It's huge. So we want to stay laser focused and stay true to what we're doing and not change.
That's right. That's right.
Bring more money, bring more money to those that are with us, and just continue to be a help. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna just add to that, the one thing that is even more specific that we have coming up real soon that I'm so excited about is we're probably, I don't know, Steve, we're probably about a month or so away from being ready to put this out there, but we have a brand new offering that's coming up for our subscribers that's going to have so much more value than what the box has today. You know, because the one thing we want to do, we've been challenging ourselves, how can we not just be another box that's competing on price in the market, but how can we be a box that has premium sticks, but also other additional value for the cigar smoker, for the whiskey drinker? And you'll see a lot of combinations where we're going to bring this bottle, this box together into one in a pretty unique way. And so we're excited about that. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
So Reggie, man, so Steve reached out to you. What was the Pup Sip Chat? I mean, to me, you're doing like this. You climbing up. You have a great show. When he reached out, was it a no-brainer? Like, okay, yeah, I want to do this.
Well, first off, we reached out. We talked on the phone real quick, and we did what everybody in the cigar culture should do. We just chatted on the phone for a second and kind of talked at a very high level. Hey, maybe we could do something. Maybe we can. And you know what we said? Well, we're not gonna know if we could do something until we get together, smoke a cigar, and drink something.
Yeah.
So we met up, man, at Burn and the Battery in Atlanta, and we lit up, man, and got some drinks and just got something to eat and just talk for hours, man, and eat was the key. Steve said eat's the key, and man, we just broke bread and lit up, and it was and realized we had a lot of the same philosophy when it came to business and doing business a certain way, and said, well, let's just give it a try. And then we gave it a try on a test run, and then literally within a couple of months of the test run, we said, oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah. I like it. I love it.
We didn't jump into it, but it happened fast though.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Where's Reggie? Where's Pup Sip Chat going next, man? I mean, you got some pretty dope guests, some pretty good scotch and whiskeys on the show. What do you say going next, bro?
The next thing we want to do is we're going to continue to refine our offering and the show around lounges and the lounge owners, and you'll see some pretty cool guests coming in that are going to help me interview lounge owners. So I'm going to have, you're going to see me have like different guest hosts on the show that are going to help me talk to various lounge owners and talk about Loyal to Ash, talk about Flaviar.com. So you'll see a lot more of that kind of activity centered around the lounges itself and focusing on the lifestyle itself. So you'll see a lot more of that. We got some pretty cool things lined up here real soon.
Well, October, Cigar Rocktober, it's coming up, man. If you want to come through, I can line you up with a suite of lounge owners to interview and smoke with and parlay with. I'm just throwing it out there.
That's a done deal, man. Shit.
Yeah.
That's a done deal. And I think we need to co-host that. We need to co-host those shows together. I think that's what we should do.
Man, I ain't gonna tell you no, man, but I want to spotlight you and Louis Ashman in some chat, bro. But I understand how it goes. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, say less. I'm gonna be there, so you got me. That's in October, right? So Cigar Rocktober. So I'm there. Cigar Rocktober. Steve, we're gonna get Steve out the house this time. Steve, you gotta come.
Come on, Steve, come through.
I'll be there this year.
Come through. It's a good time.
Is there gonna be another strip club night?
I'm 80% yes right now. 80% yes.
Okay, then yes, I'm there.
Any food?
Actually, no. I'm actually working on. I can't say too much, but there's a very good food venue space that has It's gonna be pretty good, man. It's gonna be pretty good.
That's what I'm talking about.
I can't say too much yet because nothing like so nothing signed and there's no wet signature on things. But the conversations and handshakes I've had, it's lining up really good, man. I'm definitely excited for it, man.
Nice.
Hey, Rack, man, what's going on, bro? We've been chatting up for like an hour, man. You got any questions, anything, Rack?
No, I'm just listening to the brothers, man. It sounds like, their personalities, and work ethic was a marriage made in heaven. They very like-minded, and it's working out. You know me, every time we get on here, I always say, we so deprived in California. Yeah. We so deprived.
Yeah.
It's hard. I know it's hard because I was just talking to a young lady who has a brick and mortar in Pittsburgh, California, which is about 45 minutes outside of San Francisco, called at St. Clair's. Great lounge, where she was just talking about the challenges that she has in purchasing, because of the laws in California.
That's right.
Man.
I would love, for you to just sit and talk with her and maybe even feature her on one of your podcasts. I mean, their lounges are phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's black owned.
I would love to, man. You should put us in touch, man. If there's a way for maybe hit me up on Instagram and we can exchange info and put us in touch. I would love to meet her and talk to her.
No doubt. She's awesome.
Man, we're Rack, it's so funny you say that. I have my wife is from California, and I've been talking to a few cats out there. They're in Riverside. I don't know exactly where you are or where, but I'm in same type of thing. Where at?
Northern California, the Bay Area.
Okay. So we're talking to some people out there. We want to bring it. We've got about 7, 8 subscribers out in Cali right now, and they're loving it just for that fact. And I went to a place called Raquel's in what they call the Inland Empire out there.
Oh,
and yeah, so I did a little bit out there, and I'm heading back in another month, and my brother-in-law is out there, and we can help them out a little bit. So if you put us in contact, we can get them some of our stuff out there. And again, that's what we do.
No doubt. I sure will.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Rag, just hit me up on Puff Sip Chat, man, and on the Instagram handle if you're on Instagram or Facebook, either one, and then we can chop it up from there.
Hey, if you look at Rag's Instagram, I guarantee you can stop by his house to get some grills, just get some barbecue. I guarantee.
I'll be there. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
No, Reg.
Rag, So is your nickname Rack? Does that stand for like a rack of ribs or what? What's going on with that?
It's
tell me about that.
The nickname is relative to the conversation. It could be rack of ribs. It could be a grill with a nice rack. But it's relative to the conversation. Rack.
All of it works.
It all goes.
It's my last name, Racklin. So everybody calls me
what's
Rack.
up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, dope. Okay, cool. All right.
So Reggie, Steve, is there maybe a market that you haven't quite penetrated yet? It's trying to, like you mentioned a few in California. Of course, that number can grow. Is there somewhere that you're really trying to penetrate to that you haven't gotten to yet?
Yeah, I don't know. On the box standpoint, I'd like to get Birmingham, which is close. We haven't really penetrated that. California, definitely. And I like to see us get out in Texas. You guys got a lot of brands out there, and just get the Look to Ash Puff Sip Chat name. You guys are a big hub out there for what's going on, and we'd love to be a bigger player out there.
Most definitely.
So Reggie is
everything's big in Texas anyway, right? We got to get out there.
You got to get there.
Hey, right. Hey, there's a couple. Go ahead, Reggie. My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine. No.
I was gonna say we got to get with Rockstar on that, Reg, too.
Definitely.
Have you guys heard of Definition Cigars?
Oh yeah, we got them too.
I was gonna say they right out of Dallas, man. Some good brothers.
Jay's my man. Jay's
our boys, man.
Jay's my man. Yeah, we chop it up with him quite a bit.
Hey, Reg, didn't we do definition when we were on the podcast?
Yeah, when we actually announced our partnership, Definition sponsored that podcast and was on there. And we featured that. So we've done some stuff with them already. Yeah, and we'll do more.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm moving to Florida is the Florida market is going to be huge for us. I can tell you that now. I have a lot of relationships there. And with me being based in Tampa soon, that's going to open up some new opportunities for us also.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and then also, outside of Black Home, I mean, Noel Rojas is here, Cavaliers here. And then you got Austin down there, Tata Wahe down there in Austin. I mean, there's some good spots in Texas, man. So, however I can help you out, man, or whatever it may be, Texas is a good spot, man. Texas is a good spot.
Okay. Hey, we'll need some intro. All we need is an intro.
That's right.
Take it.
So easy. For sure.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it.
What's on the travel schedule for you next, Reggie?
You know what? I'm packing boxes right now and getting ready to. I'm getting ready to sell my house hopefully in the next week or so. It gets listed in the next couple of days, and then when that's done, we'll be. My next travel will be to Tampa once I relocate there. And then my job has me traveling quite a bit, but I put all my corporate travel on hold for the next, probably 60 days or so, so I can get settled in Tampa. And once that's done, then I'll be back on the road. And Dallas will be one of the spots. So you'll see me in Dallas soon. We'll be down in Savannah at a big law convention in Savannah soon. We're going to be participating in that. And we'll probably be doing some stuff down in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm thinking about Houston Cigar Week. And I would love to do it. Only reason I'm not locked in yet is because family obligations get in the way of that one, because that's just such a prime weekend. Memorial there.
Yeah, it is. For sure. So I know you travel for the corporate internationally. Is there a move or a plan to take Louis to Ash international?
Oh, hell yeah! Believe it or not, my most loyal followers of the show are out of London, and they have been begging for me to come over and do the show in London. And so so I can't wait to do that at one of the lounges in London. And so I got to make that a trip where I can go and stay a couple of weeks and just put a few episodes together. Do a little tour of some of the lounges in London is my goal. And I like to do that. That may not happen in 23, but probably by early 24, you'll see that happen.
Yeah, for sure. Don't get too much trouble out there in London, man. That's a good time.
It's a good time. Believe it or not, back in about 10 years ago, I was in London every 6 weeks for like 2 years straight. It was like a home away from home. I was going back and forth, and it's a lot of trouble out there.
I mean, you guys have been dabbling in cigars, the better part of a couple of decades. Is there Reggie, Steve? Is there going to come out with your own line of cigars?
That's a great question.
So. That's a great question. I don't know that I'm into it, but Steve, you might have different opinion on that.
No, I mean, here's the funny thing, Rockstar. Reggie and I sometimes have to call each other and say, "Hey, I was thinking of this," and I'd say right now, what do you say, Reg? 99.9%, we probably right on lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, most of the time.
And I think the only way, and Reggie kind of leaves that to me, but I always go back to him, is make sure he's all right with it. But I think the only way we would even entertain doing it is if we actually did a blend. Well, we would, and did it like one time a year as an additional stick in the box.
Oh yeah,
like a real create some scarcity and make it truly a special stick. One time a year. Yeah, I can see doing that. I can see that.
You know what our dream would be, and we've kind of talked about this, and is to get a couple of the brands to do a blend.
Yes.
On our behalf.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Bring us together to do what they do.
Yeah.
This cigar blended by this person. You know what I'm saying? But in our group, in our culture. we would love to try to facilitate that more so than worry about us having a stick.
Gotcha. Like maybe a limited release collab between two companies, or maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be great.
I think it would probably be a first, and it would be a great show. We would do everything we could do to promote the shit out of it, and Reggie would do a fantastic job and get, of course, you and everybody. It would be just great to do that, to see us working together.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going over to London. You already halfway there to Scotland. Is there you a single malt guy? Is going to be a post-up chat single malt coming out, bro? Like,
hey, you never know.
Hey, hey, Rockstar got the inside scoop, don't he?
He got the inside scoop. So check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Should I say it, Steve?
Hey, put it out, man. Let's do it.
Put it out. I didn't even bring this up on the show, Rockstar, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You'll be the first. You breaking news right now.
Let's go ahead get hey, Cigar Rockstar TV with the exclusives. Come on, y'all. Let's get it.
we got our own exclusive barrel coming out this summer with Maker's Mark.
Oh my God.
We got Maker's Mark, a post-up chat Maker's Mark barrel. We just did the selection a couple of weeks ago. We're gonna be putting the show together on that. And yeah, man, that's exciting. It's exciting, man. We got a Maker's Mark barrel coming out. So we pumped about that one.
That was dope too. That was so dope.
Yeah. So I'll make sure you get a bottle. Brother.
Hey.
Make sure you get a bottle too, Rack.
Don't forget California.
We got you, bro. We got
I'm going to deliver yours personally when I come get them ribs.
Come on.
Hey, he ain't joking. He's joking.
Neither am I, brother.
I know that's right.
Always welcome.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, brother.
Man. So I know you mentioned I guess the lack of a better word, heartaches of working with some boutique brands. Steve and Reggie, as Lloyd's Ash came out, what has been the biggest learning moment or the biggest hiccup that you was like, oh man, what's going on with this? But you got past it.
That's a good one. I think we had, Reg, we had a very great opportunity with a brand who was helping us with distribution.
Yeah. I figured you'd say that. Keep going. I'll let you handle that.
Right. And we are very, very grateful of the opportunity that we have with them and still do. We were able to secure some distributorship for a couple of brands, and we still have that ability. And it was a tough call. And again, I'm always, I'm the bad guy, but when it comes to the numbers, Reggie trusts me, and we pulled back because we lost a little bit of flexibility. And we had to scale, and I'm always looking at, okay, where are we at, where are our margins, and what's going to work. And sometimes great opportunities are not at the right time. So it's kind of like a lady. You could meet the right person at the wrong time, depending on the situation. So we still have that relationship. We value that relationship. We're doing some other things to get into position so we can fully take advantage of that relationship. But I had to make the tough call to say, we got to pull this shit back and take ownership back of it until we get where we need to be. And I can command, Reggie and I can command, and he kind of leaves that on me. But of course, I always, again, we go back and forth and just make sure we balance each other out to make sure I'm not off on the deep end. And he was like, nah, I was feeling that kind of way. I just wanted to see what you thought. And I was like, nah, we got to do this and get our shit back in alignment and clean house. And we did that. But it was a tough decision because it was definitely going this way. But as you have a brand and you want to stay true to it, we have to do that. I mean, we're fortunate enough that we're still, you know, work, and this is a passion. It's not like I gotta, you know, Reggie and I don't have to jump down and do certain things just for a couple nickels. You know what I mean? Yep. And we can keep ourselves where we want to be in our vision. And so we'll go back to that when it comes right for both parties. And we're very thankful of that relationship, and we're just grateful that it's happened and people see the value in what we're doing. But yeah, it was a tough call, but somebody
It was a tough call. It was a tough call, but we maintain the relationship.
That's important.
We will do something with them. Again, we just we had to take a step back to refocus. Yeah.
I understand, man. I definitely understand that. Reggie, I'm sure you get it too. You know, being social media guys and podcast guys, you know, people come to me with different things that maybe want to collab with you or link with you, and it's always flattering. It feels good. Everything is nice and shiny and bright, but it just not quite yet. So I do understand that.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Rockstar. Yeah.
Rockstar, Reg, and our brother, I forget your name.
Oh, it's Steve. That's all right.
Steve, the young lady who she just signed on, Janet. That's Jan. That's the young lady who was one of the owners of the Herf Lounge.
Oh, okay. Oh, man,
awesome.
Okay. All right.
Man, Rack, you don't play around, brother.
No, bro.
Right on it.
He don't know. Shout out to Rack. He don't know. He's connected with a few people, so he definitely for sure.
All right.
What's going on? Is it Miss Janet? Miss Miles? How you doing, Miss Miles?
I'm great. How are you? Can you hear me? I'm driving, so hopefully I'm not too choppy.
Oh no, you're
got
fine.
you. You're fine. Just don't get no accidents. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Be safe. Be safe. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother Rack, he know how to tap in. I'm always available for him.
That's awesome.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this to y'all, and you know, I don't want her head to get all big because I don't know how big her car is. But I've gone to many of a lounge, different states, different cities, all over the place, and I have never felt at home as the way she makes you feel. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Wow. Don't let her head get big, but she makes us feel like we her family. And truly,
that's what's up.
I'm gonna give you a backstory. Before she bought the place that she has now, it was owned by another young lady. She ran every Black person out of this lounge, except for two. They just kept their lockers, but they never went. They did not have maybe 8 lockers, membership lockers. Okay, I went there with a friend of mine. Told me about it. I went there because I was like, man, hey, I was at the last time. No, it's under different ownership. Okay, let me go check it out. I checked it out. Talked to her husband. That's big bruh. He started talking to me like I was his brother on the phone the moment I met him. Mm-hmm. I get there, we have a wonderful time. I go back the next time, we have a wonderful time. Third time, I'm a member. I've been a member. I can't say no more than not even 6 months, I believe. She has 4 lockers left.
Oh,
wow!
4 lockers left,
wow.
And I drive an hour to get to the lounge.
Yo, okay. Well,
that's how she makes us feel.
That's a lot to be said. I could say that.
That's serious.
He gonna make. I'm gonna have to pay for that, y'all. That infomercial. Okay, man.
Infomercial.
Trying to get a couple sticks in his locker. He's trying to get a couple sticks in his locker.
He gets 5 sticks every month.
She does that just because.
Oh, really?
We need to. Hey, Rack, what you think about? What you think about what we were saying about?
Yes.
Bringing some
ash.
Bringing that out there for y'all.
Oh yes, yeah, we could do that.
That's why. That's when you said that. That's why I was like, got to get around here.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to chop it up. We'll put it together and we'll make it happen. And we can definitely.
So Ms. Miles, we got tonight we featuring Puff Sip Chat. Reggie, he has a podcast, Puff Sip Chat. He's also Lord to Ash Cigar Boxes subscription. So man to talk to, you get on the interview, Puff Sip Chat. He has
we coming. We're coming.
Okay,
we're gonna come out there.
Perfect.
Puffs in
So
chat, look
Rack,
us up.
do me a favor. Rack, do me a favor, get everybody information, and then I'm down.
You know,
I
don't do favors. I don't do favors. I will help you. I'll help you, but I don't do favors. That gets you naked in the shower.
I'm gonna do a ladies' night. Remember you asked for that ladies' night yesterday? I got ladies' night for you.
I got whatever you need. I got you.
Listen, every day every time we around each other, we gonna have a good time, y'all. So thank you for everything.
I love it.
I'll take care of everything. I get everybody's information. We'll put y'all together.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Appreciate that.
We're
looking forward to making that happen. Yes, definitely.
You guys are awesome, man. We'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
Joe. We had a couple of my homies join. Dro, what's up, Dro? How's the deal? What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Yes, Dro, listen. Say cool, you there, bro?
Man, it's been a busy night, man. I just jumped off of this and jumped off of that. Now I'm here with you. You're ready to smoke this small little teeny baby Placencia. You know,
that's what's up.
That's cute.
My brother back. hey, Rockstar, my brother back. He back in the road.
You know what
I don't know what he was going through.
I feel overdressed all of a sudden.
I don't know what he was going through, but he wasn't in the road. My brother back.
Well, you know, I had to get back to a place. You know, I had to find me a location where I could smoke inside. You know, shout out to Rockstar. We was looking like yin and yang. If y'all haven't checked out Rockstar TV from a couple weeks ago, check us out. We was there and there together. But like I said, I just dropping in to support all my brothers, sisters, and others. You know,
appreciate that, man.
No doubt, brother. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Hey, say cool, man. So we got Louis to ask Cigar Box subscription service, man. You went to monthly subscription service?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
We got Louis to Ash, Reggie on here, posted in the chat, but they have a Louis to Ash cigar subscription service. Are you in a subscription services with cigars?
No, I haven't been. So here's the thing that I found, and that you probably already have covered this, because nobody's going to start a subscription service for any other reason than this. I didn't like none of the subscription services that was out there. And I guarantee you, that's why my brother started his own, because he probably went through the same thing that I was going through, people sending you stuff that you wouldn't smoke. So I'm assuming that one of the founding reasons why he started one was because he wanted to share things that he would smoke. Am I right?
That was definitely one of the major parts.
Yes.
And also the fact that you want to get some stuff that, like you said, you want to smoke. But here's the reality, right? You want to go into a lounge, and how many times does somebody in the lounge point you to a direction here, there, or wherever?
Mm-hmm.
And then you might see something that you might want to try, but you're like, I'm not spending $15 on some shit I'm going to throw out.
That's right.
And I'm going to smoke the hell out of it. So we Reggie and I kind of collaborated with that. And the secret sauce, as Reggie said, for us is we feature one Black-owned or one woman-owned cigar every month, only one. And the reason we do that is because our goal is to level the playing field. We don't send you all Black-owned or, we send you cigars that we will smoke. And also you get an opportunity to try some of the brands that's out there that we're putting in and the ladies are putting their blood, sweat, and tears in, and they just as damn good or better than the shit that people are smoking right out the lounge that they paying $10, $12, $15, $20 for. So
that's right.
That was the main thing.
This is our shelf space. We are retailers, and this is our way of, not having a Black-owned box or just a large global brand box. We want our boutique brands to have the same level playing field that all the global, that your Perdomos, your Rocky Patels, your Fuentes, everyone else has. We want to have them in that same box. And we've had a lot of success with that. But it's always going to be a premium stick. Always going to be a great stick that I think you will enjoy. I know you will enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the only motivation that I had towards looking towards subscription services, because when you look at the value, sometimes the value is there. Like if you got, say you got a $50 a month subscription. You will get, every time you get $70 worth of cigar in there, you coming out ahead for next month. And sometimes you will get $70 worth of cigars in a $50 subscription, especially if you're finding, as you said, boutique brands from minority segments of the market. Sometimes those brands cost a little bit more. You know, you hit it right on the head. Sometimes you don't want to spend $18 on a stick that you're trying for the first time. But if it's you don't.
That's
pack,
right. That's right.
It just became another $10 stick. You got 5 sticks. That's 10, 10, 10, regardless of what it costs normally. So that's a benefit.
Now we talking. Now we talking. That's right.
That brother, you right on point. Right on point, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing you mentioned that I do agree with. I don't want to get nothing that I don't smoke, but I do. One thing I like about the box, I think I told you, Reggie, off camera, is I got something here that I can't find in Dallas like that heavy. So I got it, and I'm like, okay, well, let me hold on to them. Let me smoke these 3 or 4, but let me hold on to this one time real quick, because I ain't gonna be able to get it for another, until I go to Atlanta, or until I go to Tampa, or until I go to Vegas or something like that.
And that's key. What you just said, we hear that quite often, where our subscribers will say, "Man, I've been hearing about this stick, but I never could find it in my local lounges. So this is awesome that I was able to get it through." And then what we also enable you to do is, if you get a stick in our box that you enjoy, you just go to our website and order more of it. So we'll make sure we also carry it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
We'll ship you a 5-pack, 10-pack, or a whole box, whatever you prefer. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
And you're gonna get the best pricing.
That's right.
We don't have the overhead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So in the 4-pack from Pups in Chat, I got an Epic, I got a Piggyback, a Conscious, and then I got the what's it called, the Prenicio 12-year vintage Cameroon.
Yes. Yes.
I have a subscription. I'm gonna cancel and start y'all's. I'll get on that tomorrow.
Oh man, we would appreciate that, brother. Definitely appreciate y'all.
That's
I appreciate. Janice should say that's a game changer, and how Sania said that's the draw to push the local. Okay, all right.
Oh wow,
I love it. Yeah, I love
Rockstar,
it.
you setting it off, brother.
Yes.
Hey man, I'm just having a conversation, man. We just smoking. We just Pup sitting chatting. That's all,
but see, it kind of goes back to what we said earlier. And for the gentleman that just joined, it's because of the subscription. It's not just we're not trying to compete with anybody. We're just trying to help out. And as Rockstar is doing right here, Reggie does on his show with us together, we're giving these brands legs where they won't have the ability to get to for monetary purposes. I mean, you have a small business, you're trying to go to where you can, jump in the car, maybe, budget. Now with the subscription, we don't have that. We just need exposure.
Yeah. Facts. Hey, Miss Miles said, send her the subscription link.
Reggie got it.
So you can take care of that. But can I put it in the chat?
Yep, just dropped it in there. Pupsipchat.com.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Miss Miles, pupsipchat.com. If you need to remember that, Rat got you.
I'll shoot it to her right now.
Yeah. So my question is, for instance, we have a website. Can I support you guys by putting your link on the website so people can go there? And also, I don't want nothing, but they can purchase there if they come to my website because they can see it.
Oh, that would be awesome. We would love that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And,
all right. I'll get what you got.
Yeah, please do. And we are actually just days away from launching a brand new website. It's only days away. And so it's going to be pretty dope. We got a nice new look and feel on the website from what you see today. And we're actually going to have, our partner page. So we'll be linking back to you as well. So several other lounges.
Okay. So what I could do is I can link it. I could just put your link in there. And when they click the link, it'll just go straight to y'all.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks.
Ms. Miles, I will say we had a conversation earlier. There are a part of some lounges where their subscription service is part of their membership package at their respective lounges. So that's an option.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we can make sure you're premium members, your membership. If you want, we can, be a part of that experience for your members, where every month they'll get a Loyal to Ash box as being members of your lounge. That's something we can discuss as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the cool thing with that is that you actually get to, from a business standpoint, being an owner, you can actually get sticks tested out, quote unquote. And if your members like them, then you know what you're purchasing. So you have less shelf life and more rotation of your sticks. So you're turning more.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. I like that. Now, can I ask a question? Do you guys, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head because I'm driving, do you guys do, like, for the ones that you guys are creating? I think I heard that part because I got on late. Do you do the smaller ones? So, for instance, like when distributors come to our store, they always give us all these cigars. So the people that are there with me during the week, they have an advantage because when the distributors come in, they give me all these cigars and then I give them to the guys and they try them out. And that's how I know kind of which new cigars to buy, right?
Okay. You ain't get one. Try out.
I'm gonna save you one. I can get you. So my question is, because sometimes just imagine their cigars are the Connecticut's or whatever. Do you guys do sort of miniatures so they can be a sample so they know and then can buy a bigger cigar later of that same cigar? Because I heard you guys saying you don't want to throw away stuff. So if you did just a short, like a smaller, like a
Robusto, like a Corona,
yeah, like a even smaller. Because just imagine this guy, like from Forge or JMG, they got all these different cigars they carry. So they're advertising maybe their new blend or whatever. They give us the real cigars that's going to actually be sold. But I always was thinking, like, what if it was a smaller cigar that's a sample so that you can taste that cigar, buy a taster or whatever, and then you know what you're going to get so that it's not wasted. As a distributor, I'm not saying as a retailer, but at least that the tasting part of trying, because they give me all these free cigars. And what if people don't like them, which most likely they do. So I just was asking for your sample, or could it be like a taste packet or something to where people can try them and then they know about going to buy a bigger selection? And I'm just asking that question.
Yeah, we should explore that, Steve. We've never done that before, but it's something I'm not against looking into. I think that's a great concept, though.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we don't. I mean, we can. The beauty of it is we have accounts with 90% of the folks. We have right now, the big places, we have 7 distributors that we deal with directly. We can get pretty much anything from Padron, Davidoff, all the way down to whatever you want, Tatiana, whatever. But and then the boutique brands, we have direct accounts with them as well. We could ask them if that's, I'm quite sure if they have them, we can get it. So we can do that. We can do that.
Right. Like this Saturday, we having a cut and light with Forge cigars.
Okay.
And they're big, they're the distributor for all these different cigars under their brand. But the thing about it is a cut and light, I mean, this is just my vision, would be nice if you're doing a tasting and then whatever they like, they buy. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be a miniature cigar so they can know and not really waste. And I know some people, when they share cigars or they want to give somebody a cigar, instead of giving a whole cigar, I have seen people cut a Connecticut in half and say, try this, and I was always thinking, why can't there be a smaller cigar of that cigar made so people could taste it at an event, not to sell it, but just to have it for tasting and distributors passing them out. So you're not giving away your, the full size cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good look. I mean, the only, just on the other side of that, I can see why they don't, because sometimes when you reduce the size, you're disturbing the actual blend.
That's right.
I was going to say that. So I think it's a great idea, but just thinking, Ms. Miles, just thinking, like the petite Corona may taste different than the double Robusto.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Like that. I think it's a great idea, but that's something to think about.
It may not be the same stick at the end of the day, right? It's going to end up being a different blend. Yeah.
I mean,
so could it be this? Okay, and I understand that, but would it be the same stick but small? Like if it's the same size and everything, but the length is shorter?
So you basically saying cut it into nubs, like nubs.
Yes, or something just for people to taste. Because when those distributors come, and most of the times the guys like their cigars, right? But I'll be like, oh, and I'm always stressing, like, I don't like to waste stuff. So I'm like, oh my God, who's the real smoker around here that I could give this to, and they go smoke it and give me feedback for me to buy it. And it works out, but I always be thinking, oh my God, don't waste a cigar, because it's, it's their product and they're giving away.
But it is a marketing thing, so it is coming out of their marketing budget too at the same time. So
absolutely,
yeah.
True. Okay, that's just a recommendation.
Okay.
No, I like that.
I was asking a question. Have y'all had any success with partnering your box subscription service with any of the plethora of cigar weeks? Y'all can give me my 5% later. But the VIP, once you hit VIP, a subscription is included. Or even because subscription costs what they cost, but you get a 1 month. The next month you get one.
A box.
That's kind of a good way to cross market. You getting people aware of your subscription service, because you be like Netflix. You got to contact us to stop it, or else we'll send you the bill. We're gonna send you the sticks, but you're gonna get the bill too.
Man, let me go get my calculator, Reg. We got one on the line. I gotta see what that 5% gonna run me. I already know what rack gonna cost me. And then Rockstar gotta get his piece.
That sounds like a draw. Like, I mean, it's not like you don't have Rocktober coming up, and I heard earlier, because I pay attention to everything, that there may be a VIP level for Rocktober. One of the things for the VIP could be that alliance with Hash. You get a 1 month subscription, subject to cancellation. Billing will be due on first.
Hey, Rocktober's going. Hey, Rockstar's putting that down. We whatever he needs, we got him. Right, Red?
Yeah, we got him. Yeah, and we're closely affiliated with Atlanta Cigar Experience as well as Tampa Cigar Week. So yeah, we've touched on that, but we haven't done it quite the way you just mentioned. But I like what you just mentioned. I think that's something for us to go after. Yeah.
Yes. 5%.
We got you.
I'm telling you, listen, y'all, I don't know if y'all ever met him before, but when that brother got that robe on, it's like that's Obi-Wan Kenobi. When he put the robe on, it's another level. It's
like level. Superman putting his cape on, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Reggie, I will say, Reggie, I know we talked about being avid libations drinkers. I will say Sekou Housenia, I wouldn't even call him a bourbon store, but he knows his drink and he knows his smoke. He's definitely somebody I went to like, hey, what do you think I should drink today, or what should I pair this with? And he can definitely pull something out for you all day.
Okay, Housenia, where are you located?
Man, right now, until I get back to Kenya, I'm in Joplin, Missouri right now. I was just in Dallas though. Rockstar received me. We had the great.
Matter of fact, I'd be remiss if I don't talk about the Kenya homecoming. I
was about to say, talk about that.
I'd be remiss to talk about that. Sure.
We're going back to Kenya in June. We spent 100 days in Kenya. In fellowship, we offered the chance for people from the States to join us, to come out there in fellowship, to see, to kind of demystify the stories that we were given as descendants of the diaspora. We were given a certain narrative about what Africa was like. We got an opportunity to experience firsthand all those lies and find out that it's not what we thought it was the other thing. So the cigar community there is strong. It's young, but it's strong. It's being embraced by a lot of youth, a lot of upwardly mobile people. They see it as a status symbol. Cigars are replacing hookah. They thought they was fly sitting over there with the hookah tubes, right? Until me and a couple other young brothers walked in, and all of us pulled out cigars and started smoking them. And then all the ladies paid attention. And then we gave one to the ladies. And now the ladies are smoking something that they're not smoking. It became a whole kind of upwardly mobile thing. But also we had the opportunity to fellowship with, we're very close to a certain Maasai tribe. So we got to bring people out to Maasai. They got to see, you know, their dwellings, their lifestyle, to be received by those people, and to go to the white sand beaches of Mombasa. And all for what it would cost to go to spend too much money in Cancun. Like, you know, we're talking about $4,000, and I'll have you not wanting to go home. So we're going back, which what will be winter for them is June. And we're going back. We've already got our first sponsorship. Shout out to Danny D's Cigars, which you guys might want to talk to them about getting them into your subscription.
Cigar Rockstar.
Already plugged them.
Yeah, he let us know about that one. Yes.
Yep.
But definitely, Leather and Leaf is what our endeavors are called. Kenya Homecoming is going back to Kenya, and we are definitely we can't wait for Rockstar to come along. We can't wait to get more Americans there, so you can experience that cultural awareness and just that different vibe, man. I don't care if you.
I would love that.
On top of that, I will say, I mean, a beautiful situation, but cigar related wise, there's people who smoke cigars from like Conscious, who never would have had a Conscious cigar, who never heard about Conscious cigar, and then we got Say Cool bringing over there and promoting Conscious and trying to get that in lounges and that over.
Wow,
nice.
Okay. I love that. I don't know if I can do 100 days, but I love it.
You know what would be awesome? If like I could just envision like the lounge that we're talking about, the Herf Lounge, you know, putting it out there. Herf Lounge goes to Kenya, you know, and get members of that particular brick and mortar to partner with my brother and work something out and get us all out there, you know, during that time. Reach out to different brick and mortars and like, hey man, we're gonna do this in Kenya. Get it out to your members. Maybe we can come up with some deals or something like that. The more the merrier, you know, help with price, whatever. I could that would be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Or Lloyd to the Ash tagged along and they brought their box out there and do their own, you know.
Sign us up.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm just saying, Cigar Rocktober Kenya can happen in 2024. Because the thing of it is, that's going into their summer. So that's spring in October. Winter, when we were over there December, it was summer. So we spent December, January, and February, came back March, early March. That was all summer, all rooftops. We had Oli Seleni looking over the you know, the Sierra grasslands you see on the movies and whatnot. We looking off the top of the rooftop at Nairobi National Park.
Oh my God!
Wildebeest go by, seeing zebra go by, while
smoking cigars.
Smoking cigars. Yeah.
That's what, man.
So that's I'm saying, y'all come on.
That's on a whole nother level, brother. That's a whole nother level right there.
That's on another level right there.
Rockstar ain't even wore zebra print. Yeah, I mean, you see, wait till you put zebra print and giraffe print on.
Hey, Ms. Miles said this is my community, traveling cigars. That's right. That's right.
That is fly.
Oh man, that's super nice. I love that. Man, that's a great experience. 100 days is a long time. I would love to do that. I don't know if I can get away that long, but that's a great experience.
Yeah.
10 days will feel like a year. 100 days felt like we never didn't live there.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, the way it is, okay, so we're set up on US time. US time 9 to 5 is 5 p.m. to around midnight, right? That's East Coast. So she worked 9 to 5. But what would you do after your job? You would go home, right? So she get off of work by 1 o'clock. We decide whether we're gonna eat something or we're gonna hit the club, because the clubs are 24 hours. So most times we just go to the club because then she ain't gotta cook. Uber costs $3. So we Uber to the club for $3, spend less than $100 at the club, eating 2 meals, having cocktails, having a bottle, and usually getting a little something else on the side, right? And then she get home. If she want to sleep until 10, she can, because she ain't got to be working until 5. It was a whole different mindset that made it like we had 3 to 4 different days in a 24-hour period. You had your sleep period, you had your wake up period, which included either going to the salon or something. And if you have ladies, the salon is like $160 for a whole weave and hair and massage and stuff. You'll save so much money being over there. You save money. Take your woman over there and get her hair done over there.
Wow.
Then we have an afternoon, and then we have an evening. So it was like it's just a different mindset.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow.
I'm convinced. I am convinced.
So after that trip to London, go ahead and Kenya homecoming with Sekou. There you go.
Yes. I'm down with that.
Water.
That's beautiful, man. I love that.
Oh man, we're gonna close up here pretty soon. We got any more questions from the chat? Any more questions?
No, this has been awesome, brother. I appreciate you putting this together. Having the Puff Sip Chat Loyalty Ash team on the deck. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Always love to you, man. Anything we could ever do for you and anybody on this Zoom call, man, just hit us up. We are here to support the community, the lifestyle, the culture. I always tell people it's not about me, it's about us. It's about the group, it's about the collective, and so we're here to support.
Right on. Hey man, this is a great show. Thanks for joining, Steve, man. Thanks. I know we didn't get a chance to chop it up like we did in Atlanta. I think I passed by a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Reggie, always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure, man. Like, man,
yes.
I look to you, man. You get some flowers from me big time, man. Keep doing what you're doing,
appreciate
bro. I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man.
We appreciate you, Rockstar.
Yeah.
For real.
This is another Whiskey Wednesday with your boy Cigar Rockstar. Please like, subscribe, and share Cigar Rockstar TV. Tonight we had on Reggie and Steve, Louisa Ash, Puff Sip Chat. Please check them out, man. One of the best cigar box subscription services. They include a black-owned or woman-owned in there. It's all about inclusivity with them, and tune in and hear their story, man. So do this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. You know what it is. I'll see y'all next week.
What's that question? You didn't ask him the question.
What?
You didn't ask him the question.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
He know. So Reggie, Steve, I always ask one parting question. I always ask. I ask every.
Okay.
So somebody support. I guess it's a 2-part. So watch somebody tune in. Watching somebody tune in to Puff Sip Chat, and watch somebody support Loyal to Ash.
Okay. All right. Why should they tune in to Puff Sip Chat? And I'll turn the second part over to you, Steve. So if you love this lifestyle, if you enjoy puffing on premium cigars, if you enjoy premium whiskey, and you enjoy hearing the stories, the challenges, the tribulations, the experiences of the entrepreneurs that make it happen, then you're in the right place. Our goal is to educate you on that topic and help you understand those journeys. And that's what we're going to do every week on the Puff Sip Chat. And we have a good time while we're doing it. And we keep it light. We don't take ourselves too seriously either.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
So Steve, man, watch somebody subscribe to the Loyal to Ash cigar box.
Well, we follow up in the same footsteps as the Puff Sip Chat. We are lock, stock, and barrel for supporting the lifestyle, and more importantly, put your money with us, and I mean in the culture, and treat us as all equals. And that's what the Loyal to Ash subscription is all about. We're here to help, not compete, and make it better for everybody that's in this game. And if you want to do that, you really love the culture, you need to be with us.
Right on. Once again, go like, subscribe, and share to Puff Sip Chat. After you that, go ahead and like, subscribe, share to Cigar Rockstar TV. Good show. Man, y'all some good brothers, man. I appreciate y'all. 8 p.m. Central next week, y'all. I'll see y'all. I appreciate y'all joining, and good night.